So in my previous video, I showed you the results which I got in 30 days from my red cherry shrimp breeding setup which I made using my old 1 gallon tank. In that video, I showed you the setup process, which is basically some gravels at the bottom and a hardscape out of some bigger stones and some plants which don't require aqua soil. Then I added 4 shrimps after letting the aquarium run for a week, and after 30 days 2 of my shrimps became buried. This video is a follow-up of that video and it has been 20 days since then, and today I am going to show you the progress of my shrimp breeding setup. So firstly, as expected, we have got some babies in our tank. Looks like only one of the buried females gave birth because the other one is still buried. So days passed on, and then one morning when I was feeding my shrimp, I saw this. I became extremely worried about my shrimp after seeing this and decided to take down the tank immediately. I took some water from this tank in a 1 gallon plastic container. After that, I transferred the plants to the plastic container, and after that is done, I went ahead and transferred all of my 4 adult shrimps to the plastic container. Then I drained the water of my main tank even more and started catching as many baby shrimps as I can. It was an extremely difficult thing to do. I needed to stare at the aquarium for a long time in order to notice a baby shrimp since they are incredibly small and transparent. I used a teaspoon to catch and rescue them from the parasite in this tank because it will be a child's play for their baby shrimps to escape the giant holes of a regular fish net. After catching about 12 of them, it seemed like there are no more baby shrimps left to be rescued. So I removed the gravel from the tank and gave it a nice clean with water. It took me about 3 hours to rescue just 12 shrimps from that aquarium. After the cleaning was done, I refilled 45% of the tank with old water and filled the rest of the tank with tap water as usual. I also returned the plants back to the tank except the ones which require a substrate. I planted those in my 7-gallon guppy tank. Then I added the baby shrimps back to the tank along with the adult ones. Everything seemed alright and I wasn't seeing any more parasites, so I left the tank as it is. The next morning, something terrible happened. The other buried female, which was about to give birth in a few days, died due to what looks like early molt. I just forgot to acclimate the shrimp before adding them back to the tank after doing about 50% of water change. It is such a sad sight to see your shrimp lying in such a bad shape. I then removed it from my tank as there was nothing left for me to do with that shrimp. The next day I lost another of my female shrimp and I became speechless. I just couldn't get to forgive myself for not acclimating them. But what looks interesting is that not a single baby shrimp died. They were as active and healthy as they can possibly be. I felt somewhat relieved to see them doing so good. And after a few days they were much more active than before, and some of them have developed red colors. So from all what I have seen in the previous 20 days, there are 2 things which I have learned. The number 1 thing is to acclimate your shrimp to the new environment every time you do a water change. And the number 2 is to never overfeed your shrimps. The main reason why parasite has attacked my aquarium is overfeeding. So I will keep you guys updated and share the progress of this project every now and then. I will post an update on this setup after every 2 or 3 weeks, so stay subscribed to not miss that. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.